What else you got, Ghost Lady?
Okay, guys. Did you hear that Pick n Pay is going to be closing down a lot of their stores?
Yes.
Yeah. Because of Pick n Pay has just been tanking, unfortunately.
What happened to those guys? Used to be some quality stuff, affordable. And Checkers used to be expensive, remember?
Yeah.
But now it's like, whoom.
Yeah, Checkers just...
It's happening again. Another South African retailer is struggling to stay afloat. This time, it's Pick n Pay, one of the country's biggest supermarket chains, shutting down stores left, right and center. But why? What went so wrong for a brand that has been a household name for decades? And is this just another symptom of a brutal competition in South Africa's retail industry? Let's break it down. On February 4, 2025, Pick n Pay released a trading update covering its performance over the past 45 weeks. The results were grim. Sales at Pick n Pay stores in South Africa declined by 0.1% during this period. While that may not sound like a disaster, consider this. The company's internal selling price inflation was 2.4%, meaning that even with price increases, they still failed to grow their sales. The biggest reason, store closures.
It's crazy, bro. They're closing everywhere, bro. Hyde Park is gone.
Yeah.
Pick n Pay Hyde Park gone. Pick n Pay Newmarket gone. Like, it's crazy, insane,
Do
bro.
you blame Pick n Pay or do you blame the agencies?
Pick n Pay shut down a net total of 32 supermarkets, 24 of them company-owned and 8 franchise stores. If you exclude these closures, their like-for-like sales actually grew by 1.9%. But even that wasn't enough to match inflation. In other words, Pick n Pay is shrinking and not growing. The company's CEO, Sean Summers, had a plan. Just cut the dead weight. Pick n Pay is in the middle of a major turnaround strategy that involves closing underperforming stores and converting others to the Boxer brand, which focuses on lower-income consumers. In early 2024, the company announced it would shut down or convert 112 stores across the country. Summers explained that many of these stores had no future due to demographic shifts or poor shopping center locations. In his words, "We will close and get rid of the stores that have no future." And so far, he's sticking to that plan. Between Feb and August 2024, Pick n Pay shut down 53 stores. By October, another 24 stores were gone. And in every earnings report since, the company has announced more closures. But what happens when one retailer shrinks? Its competitors move in. As Pick n Pay exits from these locations, Shoprite and Checkers are expanding aggressively. Real estate companies that lease retail space have already started replacing Pick n Pay supermarkets with its competitors. For example, SA Corporate Real Estate, one of the country's biggest property investment firms, announced that Pick n Pay stores in Montana Crossing and Springfield Value Center would soon be replaced by Checkers and Shoprite outlets. Shoprite and Checkers are thriving while Pick n Pay is in retreat. And the reason might be one of the company's biggest strategic blunders in years. If you're wondering how Pick n Pay found itself in this mess, look no further than its failed QualiSave experiment. Back in 2022, the company launched QualiSave, aiming to convert 40% of its company-owned supermarkets into discount-style stores. The idea was to target middle to lower-income shoppers and compete with brands like Boxer and Shoprite. But it backfired very badly. Sean Summers himself admitted it was a terrible mistake, calling it absolutely nuts.
I did about 120 stores across the country in December because I wanted to appraise myself of what had happened to Pick n Pay in the 15 years since I'd gone. And when I was in the Salmon Tuli Mall in Katlehong, and I walked in the mall, I mean, there's a beautiful brand new shopping mall there. We've got Pick n Pay QualiSave on the left-hand side of the center, Boxer in the middle, and Shoprite on the right. And Pick n Pay with QualiSave is trying to sell exactly what Boxer is selling. I mean, just nuts. Just absolutely nuts. So, you know, I think in life when you've got a poor strategy well executed, that was the problem that we had to a large degree.
The strategy was flawed from the start, and it took the company's focus away from its core Pick n Pay brand. Even worse, it confused customers. Summers gave an example. At Sam Tuli Mall in Katlehong, there was a Pick n Pay QualiSave store, a Boxer store, and a ShopRite store all in the same shopping center. Essentially, Pick n Pay was competing with itself while ShopRite dominated. The reaction from the customers, they felt lost. As Summers put it, people were highly offended and he didn't blame them. Realizing the mistake, the company reversed course. QualiSave stores were either shut down or converted back into traditional Pick n Pay outlets. Others were rebranded as Boxer stores. But the damage was already done. Pick n Pay had wasted valuable time and resources on a strategy that never made sense in the first place. So what's next for Pick n Pay? Summers believes that the company's survival depends on focusing on two core brands, Pick n Pay and Boxer. He argues that, unlike QualiSave, these brands serve distinct customer bases and can coexist without cannibalizing each other.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. Smart shopper in your hand, you can never swipe enough. And every time you shop at Pick n Pay, yeah, everybody's hands go up.
But that Rick Ross advert was out of
See,
touch,
that was
man.
the thing.
Out of
That
touch.
was,
They're
that was
retrenching
like-
people, obviously, because they're closing down stores. Many thousands of people, families are affected. And they think putting Rick Ross on an ad
It's going to make you want to Pick n Pay more.
Yeah, but no, it won't fucking do that because your shit is expensive. And that is the core problem. And it's crazy, like when people die and they die with their businesses, and you don't expect to see that of a company as big as Pick n Pay because